Hey everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and I want to talk about liquidity. Reason being is Brianne Madigan, who you see here. She is Ripple's head of the Global Institutional Markets team. She oversees the mass adoption of digital assets, and she wrote a very insightful article today on just that topic. She's an expert in institutional grade digital infrastructure, as well as traditional equity and debt capital market offerings. She's based in New York, and she has been on the Ripple team for about 1 year. And as she writes, it's more critical than ever to provide education around the fundamentals of liquidity and its importance to global markets. I really appreciate her timely article. And liquidity, of course, refers to the ease in which assets can be converted into cash without disturbing the market. So the banks are middlemen, and they are used as a platform to match buyers and sellers. And today we are seeing a very rare mismatch in the bond market. Sellers are dumping and buyers aren't buying. So we have seen the Fed move in, and they stepped in with their funding in the attempt to keep the bond market functioning smoothly. Bonds are the bedrock of the financial system. That is why it is so important, just like XRP is the lifeblood of Ripple's on-demand liquidity. And what I think is astonishing, as she writes, in spite of the recent market turbulence, on-demand liquidity has expanded to a number of financial institutions, payment providers, and market makers to trade XRP. So this increased institutional trading volume has helped bring further liquidity to XRP, specifically in the on-demand liquidity corridors. Now, BitGo, which is the exchange in Mexico, they have leveraged its use of the on-demand liquidity and XRP, and they become the largest exchange in Latin America. No doubt the envy of exchanges around the world. And according to the Blocks research, it analyzed the order book for US dollar pairs for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP on 21 leading exchanges. It found that Bitfinex was the most liquid, and that liquidity came from a very deep order book with very tight spreads and with less volatility. Too much volatility in volume can result in those flash crashes, which we do on occasion see. So liquidity is very precious. The SBI liquidity market, let me show you, they put these out very often. And this is the one from today. It's a simulation of the short-term calculation based on BTC Japanese yen and Ethereum Japanese yen for XRP. And they move, of course, in correlation with those pairs. And of course, no guarantee to the prediction, but this particular model makes up a range up to the, April 22nd at 7 p.m. So the blue is a 60% probability range for that price action in yen, and the pink is a range of 90% probability. So all in all, you can really see the range is quite tight. And here is an example of what happens when things go illiquid. So we recently, in the last 24 hours, saw the drop in oil. And these are the drop in prices and also in global demand. And in this event, it has suspended trading on many futures oil contracts because there's absolutely no liquidity. It's lost all its liquidity. So there's going to be bargain hunters, that is for sure, stacking up on barrels of oil for strategic reserves, much like this bearded vulture does by stashing bones when it finds canvassing the air with its 3-meter or 9-foot wingspan. Wow, what an amazing creature. So if you are interested in watching the liquidity of XRP, you might consider going to the XRPL monitor on Twitter, and they tweet out the escrow transactions over 1 million and also payments over 5 million. And about 58 million XRP traded across wallets over the past 24 hours. And a lot of it was with the South Korean exchange BitThumb. And also BitGo too had a sizable amount of action with the BitGo platform being a leader in crypto for institutional investors, providing liquidity, custody, and security. So they are interesting. They claim to process 20% of all the global Bitcoin transactions. Pretty amazing. And they just in the last 5 days acquired Lumina. This is a company that provides exchanges, OTC desk brokers, a way to handle and view 100,000 plus transactions daily. When I mean handle and view, I'm talking about handling inventory and pricing, trading, lending, borrowing, staking, swap futures, and most importantly, tax. And it's all done with this one integration. This makes up cryptocurrencies being a very viable and financial tool for the world of liquid assets. So this new asset class has remained liquid while we see oil and bonds and fiat crashing. It's very, very interesting times. So quoting Brianne's article, new growth for XRP liquidity will come from a number of different sources. Even these non-ODL partner exchanges will contribute to liquidity. So here we have a tweet from Bob Rass, and it was based on a tweet that actually came from Weezy Win in the beginning of April, where Weezy found that there was no liquidity for solo on the XRP ledger, at least not enough offers and not enough people buying and selling. So it was causing some crazy price swings. Well, he says that over the past few weeks, they've been working on a solution to provide some liquidity for both solo and XRP on the XRPL DEX. And they are glad to inform everybody that all the tests have been successful and it will go live shortly. So Sum, which is the app that was recently built by Weezy and his team, they all offer an easy way to access DEX and trade solo securely, just so you know. And also, too, we've got additional liquidity coming from, of all things, a casino website. This is BitCasino, and they just added XRP for faster payments. So here's another example of something that adds to the XRP liquidity, but it's outside of the on-demand liquidity corridors used for the cross-border remittances. So this is interesting. This official announcement came out on the 16th of April on their blog, and they call themselves a proud rider of the Whipple wave. So this is the 5th asset that they have added to their website. You can use Tron, Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin, and now XRP. And the amazing thing is that you can actually withdraw their minimum 100 XRP. It comes to your account in 90 seconds. How about that for speed? And it's kind of an interesting site. I'm not a big gambler. Yeah, I'm not. I think my gambling days are over. I used to love to gamble in Las Vegas, but I have really found that my taste for gambling has changed. But it does look fun. They have live baccarat blackjack, roulette, bingo, and many, many unique slot-like games. I think they have 2,615 games. Actually, I was very, very tempted to put an active account in. I registered, but I didn't actually move my XRP over to there. Maybe I'm a little afraid that I'll enjoy it too much. So I think now I just want to hit on this story one more time. And believe me, I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but I want to just tell you that I reached out to 15 of the top XRP community members with channels on YouTube. And on this little piece of origami paper here, I have the comments back from 13 of those 15 people I contacted. And in the question that I asked, because I really wanted to get down to if they have seen any shrinkage in their views or their channels, or is this really just a shrinkage of Twitter, or is this really a shrinkage of the XRP Army? And I can tell you that the responses I got back are all from honest, trustworthy, and the hardest working individuals that contribute their valuable time to the holders of XRP. And all of them, all who responded, and they all, by the way, have other jobs, all of them have grown in the last year, some modestly, and some with even a 73% growth rate. So point is, no shrinkage. Twitter users shrank, not the Army. Okay, everybody, I'm going to jump to some fluff. So yesterday, actually day before yesterday, this is the famous 1,000-year-old cherry tree in Japan. It's north of Tokyo, and it is in full bloom, which is called Mankai, and it happened just 2 days ago. So even though life goes on in nature, we, on the other hand, our lives have really, really changed. On the same day that the cherry blossoms came into full bloom, McDonald's, throughout the 13 prefectures that are part of this, they're not calling it a lockdown here. So in terms of stay-at-home directive, they have canceled the use of seats in all the stores at McDonald's. And what I have found is that there is just this big boom now of very unique, a little wacky, of course, fun food to order online. And of course, this country is really just the ultimate foodie country in the world. But the things that are coming out are creative and very, very fun. This is one of those that is really popular now. It's the cat bread. And if you're missing your local yakitori is chicken on a skewer. This is a huge boom now to actually make your own at home. I want to get one of these. This looks very, very fun. And in addition to stay-at-home projects, if you had to cancel your trip to Tokyo and you are wanting to see the manga and anime section of Tokyo called Akihabara, you can now construct your own for free by a printable PDF that has 47 pages. You can actually make that area of the downtown Tokyo. I think it would take me probably a week to do this project. Actually, I have another project. I bought a new printer and I am working on the pictures that I took when I went to visit my dad in the US just the week before I was unable to move freely between the two countries. So I was really lucky to have gone and visited him. And now I'm going to take the time to print out those photos and make some memory book. Okay, everybody, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.